Vwede, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thanks
Welcome,
for
welcome.
having
Good
me.
morning.
Morning,
Welcome.
Lagos.
Good to have you here. All right, so hey, we had the positive activity yesterday. The market was
Oh,
up, yeah, marginal, Shavo,
okay. Sorry.
0.28, very marginal stuff, but still, it's in the
It's
positive
something.
direction.
It's
Yeah,
something.
exactly. 0.28% is where we closed yesterday, 34,936 points. Let's see. So far this year, the market is still down by 8.65%. 23 stocks gained in value yesterday. 18 of them lost value. Insurance still led the way, but it wasn't like 2 days ago where like almost the top five was insurance companies. But ICO Insurance was our top gainer yesterday, up 10%, closed at 99 kobo. Interesting, we have a three-way tie for the top loser. Insurance again in insurance losers, but Universal Insurance Company, PZ Cousins, and Fitsin Healthcare, 10% each were the top losers on the exchange yesterday. We're still at 361 odd naira to the dollar. So we start with the power sector, one of our favorite discussions here. And whether we have the power sector reports for the second quarter of 2018 from the National Bureau of Statistics. Sticking in this report is prepaid meters. What are we seeing there with the figures?
Okay, so for Q2 2018, we had prepaid meters about 1.6 million consumers using prepaid meters compared to 1.59 million consumers using prepaid meters in Q1 2018. That's a really slow rate of increase for these of prepaid meters, considering the liquidity issues that the discos have been experiencing. So in our opinion, we believe that that the government needs to do more to encourage discos to and investors to give up meters. For example, like in the report also we saw that
it's not even something that you want to even mention. So it's really low. Reports from I think the couple of outlets we're talking about, well, people out there have already sent in these messages. The discos still favor estimated billing. Yeah,
yes,
they still
evidently
right
from the government can have this scheme that allows discos charge electricity like a certain fee per month,
so they can pay
I
it
think
off
it will encourage
over time.
It will encourage to give out more prepaid meters.
And they're just on these, let's so that we're not bashing the government. On their side, where's that fund? How much is that fund again? There,
is about 37 billion.
That's 7 billion, right?
Yes.
Although the estimates, what the estimated cost to meter the entire nation is in multiples of that. It's like you have to start somewhere. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's extremely.
But look, with only 1 million or so, 1.6 million or so meters out there, I don't know when we'll ever get the power that we need.
Isn't this also why they sort of allowed private companies to start getting involved in creating it, in developing meters so that this can happen a little faster?
But if there are liquidity issues, the private companies are in for profit, and they're having business challenges, so they're actually angry. And need some form of. That's why that may be why if they do favor estimated,
estimated because that's where they're getting their money from. It's at the end of the day. It's
meanwhile, the discos are put between a rock and a hard place.
Exactly. So anyway, okay, that's power. Sadly, MTN is back in the news again. It's this thing just never ends within a week. Yeah, it's something else. What's the latest now? Which one is? Hey, it's taxes this time.
Yes, they've been slammed with $2 billion worth of back taxes.
Not naira, billion. Yeah. Excuse me, dollars. Excuse me. Yeah. That's I converted it. I think that's about 722 billion naira. That's a budget. That's a budget line. I shouldn't convert. Okay.
Don't do that.
Now although they've MTN did release a statement yesterday. They said they've been complying. Yes.
They've been closely engaging the Nigerian government, and they're disappointed that this is still
it's coming up again.
Engaging,
So and then we still the whole $8 billion repatriation thing. That's still
So the MTN issue. I mean, they've been facing a lot of regulatory slams, and it's kind of giving a bad vibe to foreign investors.
Yeah.
So it's dampening the sentiment, and also considering the fact that they are slated to launch their IPO latest by May 2019, and although they might still ask for exemption and delay further, but is going to affect the pricing. It may affect the pricing of the IPO, and affect the success of the IPO. We've already seen in South Africa the shares have dipped 25% since last week. That the first issue of illegal fund repatriation came about, and just yesterday it also dipped another 6%. So we've already been seeing the effect of all these regulatory slams
coming on them.
And MTN has a track record of having these issues. In 2015, they had the unregistered SIMs case where they were charged around 8 billion, I think, but they were able to cut down to 1 billion to pay in installments, and it was even because of the issue that the IPO came about.
Right, yes. That's how the IPO works. I was about to say that.
That the IPO came about in the first.
Right. So it's just one thing after another. Well, we will continue to monitor that. Also, I should also mention Stanbic and I think Diamond. A couple of the banks have responded with they put out statements saying, look, they're working with the CBN, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's see now. What we got? Any messages coming through?
Yes, a couple have come through. Benga Kamu has been very active this morning. He says, first of all, how come the banks have so many charges on accounts and services, from the nebulous to the ridiculous? Why is the Consumer Council not on this case? But then addressing the discourse, he says, listen, they don't want people to have prepaid meters. We all know the score. They'd hope to make huge profits from billing. So it's deliberate. It's not rocket science.
So that's why the government needs to make it attractive for the discourse to want to give out prepaid meters.
Right.
To make it easy plan to pay.
On the banking issue, not that I want to defend the banks, Benga, but somebody sent an interesting tweet a couple of days ago. They're like, Nigerians are so focused on the price of services, never focus on the cost. It really is very expensive. Again, I'm not defending the bank, so I just want to put this out there. It's very expensive for these guys to operate here.
Cut down your overheads.
Overheads, exactly. What they pay for power, even the electronic services of transferring money, and so the infrastructure that's required. I think they're charged for that as well. It's quite heavy. You don't agree? Again, I'm not defending.
I looked at all my nebulous charges, and I was like, for doing nothing, my account is charged all the time for everything. So no.
I feel you.
But more messages are coming through still. Victor Asai says prepaid meters cost about 50 to 60,000. They purposely do this to favor estimated billing. That seems to be popular consensus. Walo Barrow says, in my estate, they're advertising the prepaid meters. One phase prepaid meter goes for 25k, while 3-phase prepaid meter goes for 35k. Are these prepaid not supposed to be free?
No. Free? Obaro.
No, Obaro.
Free prepaid meter.
Estimated billing forever.
You want to put them out of business.
No. And Henry Manuel says, listen, if the discos are allowed to charge gradually for meters, who owns the meters? Them or we?
Well, I mean, you own it until you pay it off.
It's like a mortgage.
Anytime we mention power, a flood of messages. It's such a hot button topic every time. People are feeling it. All right, real quick, okay, next the bond. Okay, I mentioned the
federal government. We're just talking about bank charges. I mean, so like instead of leave your money in the bank, you can invest it in federal government savings bonds.
Exactly.
So they do that every month, usually the first week of the month. I think this particular issue has 2-year and 3-year at 11.36 and 12.36%. So putting numbers to it. So if you have, I think the best investment strategy is to just set aside funds that you can keep reinvesting monthly.
Right.
Like you can keep adding to monthly. So if you do 100,000 per month or 50,000, but let's say 100,000 per month, and you're going to earn 11,000 per annum. Right. So divide that by 4 because the interest is paid quarterly.
Quarterly in coupons,
so coupons are paid quarterly. Thank you. So you get about 2,800 naira coupon quarterly. It doesn't seem like much, but if you keep adding the 100,000 every month, is also improving your savings culture.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you can always sell if you want to exit because it's tradable. It's
on the exchange,
domiciled in your CSCS account.
Right.
Yeah, so you can, walk into an investment bank of your choice.
Like Afrinvest, of course,
Exactly.
And you guys help them out.
So open a CSCS account for you, buy FGN savings bond. The minimum is 5,000.
Right.
And the maximum is 50 million.
Hey,
not
for
so
the
retail.
ballers out there.
50 million, not so retail, but you get quarterly coupon, steady cash flow.
Good stuff.
You can keep
All
right. Henry has something to say up on WhatsApp, not appreciating your defensive banks there. He says, dude, banks are still making crazy profits. So please, what's the argument?
I agree. I agree with you. I agree. I was just putting it out there that this, the cost of doing business is pretty high.
Raymaker has a couple of things to say, but let's focus on the telco. He says, I feel some people just wake up from their slumber. How did they get to 2 billion with nobody doing their job of asking questions? This company is now synonymous to controversy. I think we shouldn't expect an IPO this year.
Well, MTN has been saying they've been closely engaging the authorities.
With the authorities,
so,
see how that works. All right. Real quick, ECOWAS and the single currency. Apparently, whether they're having a meeting this month, and they still have target of 2020 for the single currency, and when is the meeting taking place? Between the 6th to the 14th, September 6th to the 14th. They're meeting in Abuja.
That's this week.
Yeah,
this week,
right.
Next week. Okay, so the 2020 target is a bit premature. I mean, the countries involved, regions, and we've sort of not figured how to handle our own individual currencies yet.
Right.
And making a single currency, I don't see the advantage of the disadvantages. And even looking at trades, how many international trades are done among West African countries? So if many, we can say that, okay, this would help, bolster the trading, but there is
not happening.
Yes, there isn't as many.
All right, Full. I think that's all the time we have.
That is all the time we have.
Edah of Afrinvest, thank you so much for joining us. I see messages pouring in. I'm not even going to defend these banks. So I say anything exactly like them. That's what drives the show. So thank you all for expressing yourselves. We appreciate it.
Playing with people's bank charges. Come on. Okay, so coming up next, we got some fantastic music lined up for you, including a little bit of Carlos Santana there, Raphael Sadiq, a couple of others, and then at 7:30 it's our flagship segment. It is Freshly Pressed 981. You're still listening to Smooth Breakfast with Valentine and Fulu. Good morning.